the easy way to see your own value every introverted personal trainer needs. Hey, Sensei Sarah here with another incredible insights episode for every introverted personal trainer who wants to recognize your own value and feel confident in your ability to build your fitness business without having to pretend or over exaggerate. So let me tell you what I mean. This week's insights, number one, is it can be hard to find the needle in the haystack. Now, as an introverted personal trainer, you are a very capable person. Your ability to observe, absorb information, and process it to a logical conclusion is immense, which can make it really difficult to find the one thing that makes you unique and valuable to potential clients. But there's one mistake that I see over and over again, and it's trainers trying to find what they see as valuable, which for introverts who are their own harshest critic, it can be almost impossible. It's like looking for that needle in the haystack. But it's not about what you see as valuable. It's about how valuable your help is to other people. And an example of this was an experience I had a few years ago when I was out walking my dog. I saw a lady jogging down the street towards me, and she stopped a few yards in front of me, and she looked like she was just physically uncomfortable. So I asked her if she was okay, and she told me that she'd been struggling with a pain in her hip on and off for a few days, but she was on her way to lead a running club in about 10 minutes. So she didn't really have time to talk to me for long, and she didn't know me from Adam. But since injuries is my area of expertise, and I'd had a lot of experience working with triathletes at that point, I suggested that she try one of my injury hacking movements to see if it helped. So we went through it together for a minute or so, and she was amazed at how simple and effective it was. And I knew that she was just determined to run with her club, regardless of whether I intervened or not. And it was something simple that wasn't likely to cause her any more problems. So it was this tiny little thing to me, but I happened to bump into her a few days later, and she couldn't stop thanking me. She'd run without pain with her club after I'd seen her, and she'd been pain-free ever since because she was doing the movement whenever she remembered. And of course, to me, giving her that movement took a couple of minutes of my time, and it just felt like nothing, because I know just how much more I could have helped her. But to her, it was everything. So insight number two is find the sound bites, right? So in my role as an avatar coach, I've helped entrepreneurs and business owners from all across the world in hugely differing areas of business to get laser focused on who it is that they are called to serve. And one of the biggest problems that they have is narrowing down their area of focus. And I know how that feels. I have been there myself, and it's way easier to see it in somebody else than it is to see it in yourself. And it's so hard because each of us, we have like this novel, this entire novel of our lives, complete with all the minute details running through our heads. And as introverts, it's particularly difficult because we live most of our lives in our heads anyway. So whether you've been on the planet for 10 years or 100 years, it's very possible that you've experienced a great deal. Like some 10-year-olds have experienced more in life than most 50-year-olds have. And when it comes to finding your value, looking at that length of time can feel quite daunting. Like, which bits do you include? Which bits do you leave out? But a process that can make it much easier is to look for the sound bites. Which bits do you remember most? Which do you enjoy most? Which bits made you angry? And when you do this, it helps you to stop molding yourself to the situation and start choosing the situations that suit you best. And when it comes to fitness, I see introverts molding themselves to each individual client all the time. So I have a saying that I try to live by, and it's just because you can doesn't mean to say you should. So when you can help one client with their, let's say, obstacle race goals, and another one to lose the baby weight, and another to be able to play with the grandkids, you're really only scratching the surface of what you can really do, which makes your work feel insignificant and not very valuable because it's just not meaningful enough. But when you can dive deep into your knowledge and expertise and really get your brain stuck into the details to really try and challenge yourself to help the people that you really care about helping, now that puts a little glint in your introverted eye. So insight number three is stand on solid ground. Have you ever had a teacher that really didn't know the subject, just the syllabus? I have, and it feels crap for everybody involved. I remember doing my level 4 exercise for low back pain specialism, or whatever it was called back then. I think it was in 2014. It was a pretty new course at the time, and the girl that was teaching it was lovely. She knew the syllabus backwards, but as soon as we got to questions that were more detailed, she didn't know because she didn't have any experience actually doing what she was teaching or any knowledge in the areas of injury. But I'd come to the course hoping to find some kind of bridge between my work as a sports injury therapist and my work as a personal trainer. And unfortunately for her, I did know the answers to the questions the class was asking. So they started asking me, which made me feel really uncomfortable. It made her feel really awkward. And pretty much everybody was just disappointed in the whole experience. And the lesson that I learned from this is to only teach what you truly know. And as an introvert, your confidence will be at its most fragile point when you're not standing on firm ground. You'll start to feel like an imposter, you'll start to doubt yourself. And, we're already pretty good at that anyway, so we don't really need any more help in that department, do we? So really, the bottom line in this video is that the value you bring to your clients is your unique blend of your knowledge, your experience, and the passion for the group of people that you're trying to help. And I can tell you for certain that if you don't care about the people, you really won't get very far. I wasted way too many years listening to triathletes argue over which shoes, bikes, chain sets, cleats, wetsuits, and other tiny details that I had absolutely zero interest in. But I was listening to them because I was trying to build a business. And when you focus on looking at the things that matter to you, it's much easier to recognize your own value without having to pretend or over exaggerate. So if you could use a hand in turbocharging this process for you, let me invite you to check out my online training called the Client Attraction Shortcut for Introverted Personal Trainers. You can find it at kickasspt.com/attraction, and it will help you to quickly feel confident in the value you bring and your ability to build your fitness business. So that's pretty much all I have for today. If you liked this video, don't forget to like it, share it, tag your friends in it, all that kind of stuff. Thanks for watching. I'm Sensei Sarah, and I will see you on the next episode.